Here's the 2-2. Hammered left field on a line. Got a chance. Gone! An absolute rocket to left field. And things have opened up. Javi is 14th, and it is 6-1.
Win probability is looking pretty darn good right about now. This is a classic Javi Baez day. 3 strikeouts, doesn't stop swinging. Home Run Replay brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the...
Hey, what is going on, guys? This is Matt Horner from Sports Marquee bringing you another video here to the channel. Make sure to like and subscribe, as we're going to have tons of more great Chicago sports content coming your way in the near future. So Chicago, our wonderful, beautiful city, has 2 first-place baseball teams. That's right, the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago White Sox are both in first place in their respective divisions. And honestly, I don't think any of us could possibly have imagined this being the case this late into the season right now, mostly because of the Cubbies. Now, the White Sox, they were projected to probably be a first-place team. Many have World Series futures on the White Sox. They've lost 2 of their biggest star players in Eloy Jimenez and Luis Robert, but at the same time, they have still been winning tons of baseball games, and they are still an uber-talented team. Meanwhile, on the north side of town, the Cubs have been winning despite what everybody thought the Cubs would be doing. Most people thought the Cubs would be selling off at this point because of, well, one, their horrible start to the year, especially offensively. And even preseason, even before the season begun, a lot of people thought, ever since the Yu Darvish trade, that the Cubs would be selling off everybody possible they can this year. And most people didn't think the Cubs were going to be as good as they are. But they just swept the San Diego Padres, one of the best teams in baseball, with one of the most electrifying players in baseball, in Fernando Tatis. And they swept them. They swept them right out of Wrigley Field. The Padres have one of the best records in baseball, so it was an extremely impressive series there for the Chicago Cubs that, again, nobody really expected. So we've got 2 first-place teams in Chicago. Which one is better? What are the biggest differences between these 2 teams, and, how do they correlate? Well, the White Sox have been getting it done, mainly, their offense and their starting pitching has been great, but what really is intriguing with the White Sox is the starting pitching. They can go anywhere with that starting pitching. They can travel to any ballpark in the country, and their starting pitching is at an elite level. You're getting contributions from guys that you just did not think you were going to get contributions from, like Carlos Rodon, and he's been a very surprising star, might I say, at the beginning of this season. And their starting pitching altogether has been fantastic. Lance Lynn is a Cy Young candidate. Lucas Giolito struggled to start the season, but he's been coming around and looking much more like his old self recently. Dylan Cease has taken steps forward this year. It used to be every outing he'd go out, you'd be like, okay, this guy's going to walk a million batters, probably give up like 4 or 5 runs, like that. But he's been impressive. His last outing wasn't so great, but he mostly this year, he has been impressive. Still a sub-4 ERA this season for Dylan Cease. And you've just gotten great contributions from the pitching staff for the White Sox, and I think that's what's lacking the biggest with the Cubs. The Cubs have shown a preference, however. They can win close games. This team in the clutch has been incredible. We've seen this a lot from the Cubs over previous years, but in close games this year, the Cubs are like one of the best teams in baseball. They know how to get it done when the game is close, and especially being able to have a lockdown closer like Craig Kimbrell come in. The guy has completely rejuvenated himself. He's changed his game up, and he's looked like the old Craig Kimbrell we're used to see be the best closer in baseball down in Atlanta. So the biggest difference here between the 2 teams, in my opinion, is the starting pitching, because the starting pitching for the Cubs has been not great, mostly, overall. Kyle Hendricks has been roughed up quite a few times this year. He's starting to get back into the groove of things, I think, but he has been roughed up quite a lot, especially giving up home runs early in the season. Jake Arrieta has been serviceable at best. Zach Davies also was terrible to start the year. He's starting to settle in a little bit. And other than that, it's just been kind of crazy how good Adbert Alzolay has been. I just want to say, I got to give him credit. He has been really, really good for the Cubbies. Alzolay is just you didn't think he was going to take this huge step like he has. So sort of like you've seen with Dylan Cease and Carlos Rodon. He's done that for the Cubs. So if they can keep getting contributions from him, they just are going to need to fill in. Trevor Williams is out now. It's the starting pitching has really been the biggest problem for the Cubs for most of the season. They can't seem to get great start. Their bullpen is locked down, but the starting pitching has been off and on very inconsistent so far to start this year. And that's the biggest difference, I think, between the two teams. Two first-place teams getting it done in different ways. The Cubs, fantastic in the clutch, one of the best teams in baseball in the clutch, and the White Sox, with their starting pitching, they can travel anywhere and lock things down. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think? Who's the better team right now? The first place White Sox or the first place Cubs? What do you think the biggest difference is between these two teams? What's the biggest strength, biggest weakness for these teams? Let us know in the comments section below what you believe is the biggest strength and weakness of each first place Chicago baseball team. I will see all of you next time here on the channel. Again, make sure to like and subscribe. We'll have tons of more content coming your way in the near future. Have a fantastic rest of your day, guys. Peace.